Hello, friends. I'm Miss Roxin, and you're just in time for a story. Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had 3 little pigs and not enough food to feed them. And so, when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. The first little pig was very lazy. He didn't want to work at all, and he built his house out of straw. The second little pig worked a little bit harder. But he was somewhat lazy too, and he built his house out of sticks. Then they sang and danced and played together for the rest of the day. The third little pig worked hard all day, and he built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fine fireplace and a chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest of winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the 3 little pigs lived. The wolf saw the straw house, and he smelled the pig inside. He thought the pig would make a mighty fine meal. At his mouth it began to water. And so he knocked upon the door, and he said, "Little pig, little pig, let me in, let me in." But the little pig saw the wolf's big old paws through the keyhole, and so he answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf showed his teeth, and he said, "I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." And so he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide, and he bit down as hard as he could. But the first little pig escaped and ran all the way down the street to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane, and he passed by the second house that was made of sticks. And he saw the house, and he smelled the pigs inside. And his mouth, it began to water as he thought about the fine dinner that they would make. And so he knocked on the door and said, "Little pigs, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole. "No, no, no," they answered back, "not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." And so he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The wolf was greedy, and he tried to catch both pigs at once, but Oh, he was too greedy and got neither. His big jaws clamped down on nothing but air, and the two little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves would carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane, and he almost caught them. But they made it to the brick house and slammed the door shut before the wolf could catch them. The three little pigs, they were so frightened. They knew that the wolf wanted to eat them, and that was very, very true. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, and he had worked up quite a large appetite, chasing all these pigs around, and, well, now he could smell all three of them inside, and he knew that the three little pigs would make a lovely feast. And so the wolf, he knocked upon the door, and he said, "Little pigs, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, and so they answered back, "No, no, no! Not by the hairs of our chinny chin chin." And so the wolf, he showed his teeth, and he said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I will blow your house down." Well, he huffed, and he puffed, and then he puffed, and he huffed, and he huffed and huffed and puffed and puffed, but he could not blow the house down. At last, he was so out of breath that he couldn't even huff, and he couldn't even puff anymore, and so he stopped to rest and to think a bit. But this was too much. The wolf, he danced about with rage, and he swore that he would come down the chimney and eat up the little pigs for his supper. But while he was climbing up on the roof, the little pigs made up a blazing fire and put on a big pot of water to boil. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little pigs pulled off the lid, and plop! In fell the wolf into that scalding water. So, little piggy put the cover back on again and boiled that wolf right up. And the three little pigs ate him for supper.